It began with silence. Not the kind that comes from microphones cutting out or a director holding his breath. This was deeper. The kind that presses against your chest, that makes your own heartbeat sound too loud. For Jonas Rumi, the man everyone on set called the new Messiah, silence was becoming a habit. He didn't pray anymore before scenes. He didn't lift his eyes when people thanked him for making them believe again. He just nodded, smiled the same practice smile, and went back to his trailer. Soundstage, morning. Crew members bustle. Props clatter. A camera assistant adjusts the matte box, checking the light spill across the actor's face. The crucifixion rig stands half-built. Raw wood. Rope. Nails that look too real. Director, off-screen. Jonas, can we get a quick line read before we go hot? Jonas, half smiling. Sure. He takes the script, creases at the edges, notes scrawled in pencil. A verse he knows by heart, but no longer feels. Jonas, reading. Father, forgive them. He stops. The word catches somewhere between his throat and his chest. Director, everything okay? Jonas, nods. Yeah, just dust in the air. The director doesn't push. He never does. Everyone knows Jonas gives performances that make people cry in the editing room. But no one knows he doesn't believe a word he's saying. Narrator, veil. He'd been raised in faith. Sunday mornings, wooden pews, sunlight through stained glass. But somewhere between the fame and the long nights memorizing lines about miracles, Jonas lost the thread. He still played the part, but his prayers had turned into rehearsed monologues. Jonas's trailer, later. A small cross hangs crooked above the mirror. Makeup lights hum. Jonas sits, robe half open, staring at himself. Jonas murmurs, "You're supposed to feel something." He leans closer. Jonas, why don't you? He presses a hand against his chest, as if waiting for a spark. Nothing. The assistant knocks. Assistant. 5 minutes to set, Mr. Rumi. Jonas forces a grin. Jonas, be right there. Narrator, veil. Every actor knows the difference between pretending and becoming. But sometimes pretending too long erases the line completely. Hillside set, afternoon. The desert wind rises. Extras in Roman armor adjust their helmets, squinting against the sun. A cloud drifts overhead, slow, heavy, almost deliberate. Director, all right, people. This is scene 97B, the crucifixion continuation. Cameras A and C rolling. Sound speed. Sound mixer. Speed. Director. Action. The hammers strike. Jonas flinches as the ropes tighten against his wrists. It's all fake, but the ache is real. The wood burns against his skin. He breathes in to speak the line. Nothing. A gust sweeps across the set. A light stand topples. Someone curses. Director. Cut. Reset. But Jonas doesn't move. His eyes stay fixed on the horizon, unfocused. Narrator, veil. He told himself it was exhaustion. 3 months of desert heat, endless interviews, the weight of expectation. But deep down, he felt something else. A presence he couldn't name. Set tent. Evening. The crew gathers around monitors, playback flickering. On the screen, Jonas hanging in silhouette, eyes closed. Then a frame, half a second long, shows something the camera shouldn't have caught. A shimmer of light, like heat haze, but colder. No source, no reflection. Cinematographer. That's weird. Look at frame 327. Script supervisor. Could be a lens flare. Cinematographer. There's no light source at that angle. Jonas watches quietly. The glow pulses once, then fades. Director. Okay, guys. It's just the sun. Let's call it. Good work today. The crew disperses. Jonas stays, staring at the frozen frame. His own face haloed by something that shouldn't exist. Hotel room night. Jonas lies awake. City lights paint thin stripes across the ceiling. He replays the image in his mind. That shimmer, that impossible glow. Jonas whispers, "If you're real, why now?" No answer. Just the soft hum of the minibar. He laughs quietly, bitterly. Jonas. Great. Now I'm talking to ghosts. He closes his eyes, but the light lingers behind his eyelids. Narrator, veil. Doubt is not the absence of faith. It is the space where faith is born. Jonas didn't know that yet. He only knew the silence was starting to sound like something alive. EXT, studio backlit. Next morning, Jonas steps outside early. Mist rolls over the sand set. He sees the carpenter fixing a prop beam, humming an old hymn. Carpenter, morning, sir. You're early. Jonas couldn't sleep. The man smiles, still working. Carpenter, you ever think the stories we tell might be listening back? Jonas frowns. Jonas, what do you mean? Carpenter, every word we speak has weight. Maybe when we tell the story of God, he leans closer to hear it. Jonas doesn't answer, but the words cling to him all day. Narrator, veil. It was just a line from Carpenter. But later, when the cameras rolled again and the sun broke through the clouds exactly on cue, Jonas felt, for the first time in years, like someone else had entered the scene. By the second week of shooting, the crew had stopped joking about coincidences. The weather would shift when Jonas stepped onto the set. Clouds parted on cue, and in the dailies, the light always found his face, even when they never lit for it. EXT, hillside set, morning. The crucifixion beams stand ready again. The crew is quiet, almost reverent. Director, all right, everyone, C99, let's stay sharp today. Jonas climbs onto the rig. He feels the rough wood under his palms. It's colder than yesterday. Makeup artist, quietly. You okay, Jonas? He nods, but his voice feels trapped somewhere deep. Narrator, veil. Doubt was a weight he carried easily. Belief, on the other hand, was beginning to burn. Camera operator. Rolling. Director. In action. The scene begins. The jeers of the crowd, the clank of armor, the rhythm of the hammer. Jonas lifts his head. Jonas is Christ. Father. The wind rises, cutting through the microphones. The director gestures for silence, but no one moves. The sound dies, but something else remains. A low resonance, like a choir humming behind the air itself. No speakers, no playback, yet the tone lingers. Sound mixer whispers. Is anyone hearing that? Boom operator. It's not us. They look at Jonas. His lips tremble. Jonas, softly. Forgive them. The hum swells, not louder, deeper. The director drops his hand. Director, cut. But no one cuts. Cameras keep rolling, frozen. Narrator, veil. They would later argue about what it was: feedback, wind, some strange harmonics between microphones. But in that moment, they all felt it. A vibration under the ribs, like the air itself was praying. Int. Sound tent, later. The team replays the audio. Waveforms dance across the screen, except for one section, where the line "forgive them" should be. Instead of sound, there's stillness. Audio tech. It's not muted. There's just nothing. But look at the spectrum. He zooms in. Amid the blank space, faint frequencies glimmer like threads of light. Director, what am I looking at? Audio tech. It's like silence, but patterned. Jonas watches, speechless. Int. Catering tent, afternoon. The crew eats quietly. Someone hums the same note that had filled the air. Jonas sits apart, staring at his hands. Makeup artist. You okay? He forces a laugh. Jonas. Guess I'm getting too into character. Makeup artist. Maybe character's getting into you. Narrator, veil. He wanted to brush it off, to call it coincidence or equipment error. But the sound lived in him now. Everywhere he went, the world seemed tuned to that same invisible pitch. EXT, Desert Road, evening. Jonas drives alone. The sky bleeds orange. He pulls over, steps out, and stands in the stillness. Jonas, you're not real. Your story. A breeze passes. The dust rises, forming faint spirals around his feet. Jonas whispers. Then why does it feel like you're listening? He waits. Only silence. But deep inside that silence, the same vibration hums, a quiet assurance that won't leave. Narrator, veil. He didn't tell the others. He just showed up the next day, eyes clearer, steps slower. Something had begun. He didn't know what, but it had the patience of eternity. Int. Production office night. The director reviews footage alone. Frame after frame shows Jonas beneath the cross, eyes glistening, sweat shining like frost. In one shot, a thin band of light passes behind him, not from any lamp or reflector. He rewinds, plays again. The light moves against the wind. He leans back, whispering to himself, "Director, maybe he really is listening." EXT set dawn, next day. Jonas arrives before everyone. He stands before the unfinished cross, breath visible in the cool air. He kneels, not as an actor, not as a believer, but as someone who can no longer pretend indifference. "Jonas, if you're there, I'm tired of not knowing. No sander, no voice. Only the first rays of morning breaking over the hill, landing squarely on his face." He smiles barely. For the first time, the silence feels kind. Narrator vil. He didn't need proof anymore. He only needed peace. And heaven, it seemed, was willing to meet him halfway. After that morning, something changed in Jonas. He stopped asking for retakes. He stopped watching playback. It wasn't pride. It was fear. Fear that if he looked too closely, he might see something looking back. Studio lot night. Jonas walks past the sound stages. His reflection flickers in every dark window. He hears whispers, soft, indistinct. Voice off. "Jonas." He freezes. Turns. Only the wind. He keeps walking. Narrator vil. On a set built to recreate faith, he found himself haunted by it. Dressing room, later. He sits before the mirror. The lights buzz faintly. He opens his script, scene 115. The resurrection. Margin notes. Light breaks from above, soft, not harsh. He reads the line aloud. Jonas, reading. "Why do you seek the living among the dead?" The lights flicker. Jonas. Okay, that's weird. He closes the script. When he opens it again, the page is blank. He stares, then laughs nervously. "Jonas, guess I need sleep." He blinks. The words return, except one sentence. Handwritten, not printed. He's waiting outside. EXT backlit night. Jonas steps into the dark. A lone figure stands near the prop cross, backlit by the moon. Jonas. "Who's there?" No reply. He walks closer. The figure turns. It's him. Or rather, it looks like him. Same face, same build, but eyes different, still endless. Double. You wanted to know if he's real. Jonas stumbles back. Jonas. This is a dream. Double. Dreams don't remember you. Jonas' breath catches. Narrator vil. The air between them pulsed like two notes colliding. One human, one holy. Double. You've been pretending to carry a cross for weeks. Now you have to decide if you can carry your own. Jonas. What are you? Double. The part of you that stopped believing the first time you prayed, and no one answered. Jonas looks down. Jonas. I just wanted to tell the story right. Double. Then tell it with your life. The figure steps forward. Light passes through him like mist. Double, softly. He's not waiting for perfection. He's waiting for surrender. The figure dissolves into the night. Narrator vil. The next morning, Jonas was different. He didn't talk much, didn't explain, but everyone on set felt it, the calm before truth. EXT, Hilltop set day. The crew prepares the resurrection scene. The director checks his monitor. Director. Lighting looks off again. It's like it's following him. Jonas walks into frame. For once, he doesn't act. He just is. Director. Action. Jonas opens his arms, sunlight breaking behind him. Jonas as Christ. Peace be with you. The sound carries through the valley, through the microphones, through every heart on set. And when the playback runs, they hear it again. Not just Jonas' voice, but another layered beneath, older, deeper. Audio tech, trembling. There are two voices. Director. What do you mean? Audio tech. One is his. The other sounds like it's answering. Director's office, later. The director sits alone, playing the scene over and over. Every time Jonas says, "Peace be with you," the second voice follows. Barely audible, but unmistakably saying, "And also with you." He presses pause. The silence that follows feels sacred. Narrator vil. Some called it interference. Some called it madness. But those who were there never forgot the moment when art stopped pretending to be holy and became holy itself. EXT, Hilltop Sunset. Jonas kneels again, alone. The set around him is empty now, the cross dismantled. Jonas, if you wanted to be known, why me? No answer, just the whisper of wind, like a breath after prayer. He smiles faintly. Jonas, softly. Then I'll keep telling it. Narrator, veil. The film wrapped. The footage went viral. Millions saw the light, the sound, the strange peace in his face. But Jonas never gave interviews again. He said the movie wasn't the message. The silence after it was. The footage traveled faster than faith ever could. Clipped, reposted, remixed. 1,000 versions of one impossible sound. 2 voices, 1 frame. A resurrection that felt too real. Int. Newsroom day. Screens flash headlines. U divina audio. Studio investigates mysterious voice. Actor claims miracle on set of The Promise. Expert split. Interference or intervention? A debate ignites across the world. But Jonas stays silent. EXT, coastline morning. He walks alone along the beach. The tide hums low, the same frequency that haunted the studio microphones. Narrator, veil. In a world that wanted proof, he wanted peace. Int. Talk show studio night. The director sits across from a host. Host. Did it really happen? Director pauses. Something happened, but maybe it's not meant to be explained. He looks straight into the camera. Director. Sometimes the miracle isn't the light in the sky. It's the man who walks away different. Int. Church. Empty night. Jonas sits in the back pew. A single candle burns at the altar. He takes out a small recorder, the same one that captured the strange audio. Presses play. Recorder. Playback. Jonas. As Christ peace be with you. A second voice. And also with you. Tears fill his eyes. Jonas, whispering. You stayed. The candle flickers brighter. Narrator, veil. He never told anyone what he saw that night. But he started visiting hospitals, orphanages, prisons. No cameras. No press. Just stories. Just people. They said when he prayed, the air felt different. Like a memory of warmth. Int. Film premiere. Months later. The red carpet is alive with lights. Reporters call his name. Microphones stretch like thorns. Reporter. Jonas. Is it true the film was blessed? Do you think it was real? Jonas smiles faintly, his eyes gentle but unreadable. Jonas. Does it matter? He walks past them into the theater. Int. Cinema. Darkness. The crowd watches the crucifixion scene. When the voice answers his, there's a stillness in the room. No cough, no whisper, only breath. Jonas watches from the aisle. People cry quietly. Narrator, veil. In that silence, something ancient returned. The knowing that faith isn't proven, it's received. EXT, hilltop set, twilight flashback. Jonas stands where it all began. The cross lies on the ground, weathered. He touches it gently. Jonas, softly. You said you'd be with me. The wind answers, not in words but warmth. He smiles through tears. Jonas, I believe you. He turns, walking down the hill as the sky blooms gold. Narrator, veil. And so the story ended where it began, with a man pretending to be Christ, until Christ showed him who he truly was.